Malayan Krait. This is the one that should frighten you the most. Not because the venom is the most potent on this list, but because of everything surrounding the bite. The Malayan Krait is nocturnal. It enters homes at night. It has been found in beds, in shoes, in places people reach without looking. Its bite is nearly painless. People have been bitten in their sleep and not woken up. The neurotoxic venom binds to nerve receptors and blocks signals to muscles, quietly and completely, until breathing becomes impossible. And here's what makes it catastrophic. The venom binds irreversibly. By the time most victims realize something is wrong, it has already locked onto the nervous system. Anti-venom is most effective when given early, but the painless bite means victims almost never seek help in time. Without prompt treatment, death is nearly certain. A snake that comes to you, bites without waking you, hurts less than a pinprick, and then systematically disables every muscle in your body while you sleep. No warning, no display, no second chance. It doesn't need fanfare. It just needs 5 minutes in the dark. Common death adder. The name sounds dramatic until you learn it earned it. This snake doesn't chase. It doesn't hunt. It picks a spot, buries itself under leaves, and becomes invisible. Then it does something no other snake does quite like this. It wiggles the tip of its tail like a worm, a living lure. When a frog or lizard moves toward what looks like food, the death adder strikes in under 0.15 seconds. One of the fastest strikes of any snake in the world. You will not see it happen. Your brain hasn't even processed the movement before the fangs are already back in position. The venom is neurotoxic. It shuts down the signals between brain and muscle until breathing simply stops. Before anti-venom existed in Australia, half of all death adder bites were fatal. Not because the snake is enormous, not because the venom is the most toxic, but because by the time you knew it was there, it had already bitten you. Russell's viper. This snake kills more people every year than almost any other snake on the planet. Not because it's the most venomous, because it lives everywhere people do. Farms, rice fields, roadsides, the edges of villages across South and Southeast Asia. It doesn't retreat when humans get close. It coils, hisses with a sound loud enough to hear from meters away, and holds its ground. The venom doesn't just kill fast, it destroys. It eats tissue from the inside, causes massive internal bleeding, triggers kidney failure, makes blood simultaneously clot and refuse to clot. Victims who survive the initial bite sometimes lose fingers, limbs, organs. Some go into kidney failure weeks later. A single snake responsible for a massive share of global snakebite deaths, and it's sitting in the field next to someone's house right now. Rattlesnake. The rattle is not a threat. It's a courtesy. This snake is warning you before it has to bite. It is giving you a chance most venomous animals never offer. Most people who get bitten ignored it. The venom is hemotoxic. It breaks down tissue, destroys blood cells, causes the flesh around the bite to die from the inside out. Some species also carry neurotoxic components. The Mojave rattlesnake hits both systems at once. But what makes rattlesnakes genuinely remarkable isn't the venom, it's the sensory system. Hit organs between the eye and nostril detect infrared radiation, heat. In total darkness, a rattlesnake sees the warmth of your body like a thermal camera. It can strike with perfect accuracy without using its eyes at all. An animal that warns you, hunts in the dark by heat, and carries venom that dissolves you from the wound outward. And it tried to warn you first. Inland Taipan. One drop of its venom can kill 100 adult humans. Not weaken them, not hospitalize them, kill them. It produces enough in a single bite to wipe out a small village, and it does it with the most potent venom ever measured in any land snake on Earth. The venom attacks on 3 fronts simultaneously. It destroys red blood cells, collapses the clotting system, and shuts down the nervous system. Untreated, it is almost certainly fatal. And here's the part that doesn't make sense. This snake is not aggressive. It lives in the cracked clay of remote Australian desert, rarely encounters humans, and almost never bites. The most toxic venom ever recorded in any land snake, sitting inside an animal that would rather disappear than fight. Nature didn't build this weapon for humans. It built it for rats. And it is catastrophically overqualified for the job. Golden Lancehead. This snake exists on exactly one place on Earth, Ilha de Queimada Grande, Snake Island, a small island off the coast of Brazil so dense with these snakes that the Brazilian government has made it illegal for civilians to visit. Estimates suggest one snake for every square meter. The Golden Lancehead evolved in isolation, cut off from the mainland when sea levels rose thousands of years ago. With no ground prey, it adapted to hunt birds. And to catch a bird, the venom had to work faster than anything on the mainland. It does. The venom carries both hemotoxic and neurotoxic components. The neurotoxins cause rapid paralysis and systemic shock so fast that a bird cannot fly away after being struck. It simply falls before its wings can carry it anywhere. The snake is critically endangered. It is trapped on an island of its own making, perfectly evolved for a world the size of a few city blocks, disappearing quietly while no one is allowed to watch. South American Bushmaster, the largest venomous snake in the Western Hemisphere, up to 12 feet. It lives in the deep rainforest where medical help is days away. And it does not give the warnings most snakes give. No rattle, no dramatic hood. It sits motionless on the forest floor, invisible, and waits. When it strikes, it delivers the largest venom yield of any snake in the Americas. The venom is hemotoxic and hits hard. Tissue destruction, hemorrhaging, cardiovascular collapse. But what makes the Bushmaster genuinely dangerous isn't just the venom, it's the location. Getting bitten by a Bushmaster deep in the Amazon basin is not a medical emergency you can solve quickly. The snake is rare. Encounters are rare. But when they happen, the gap between bite and treatment is measured not in minutes, but in days. The most dangerous thing about this snake isn't what it carries, it's where it lives. King Cobra, the longest venomous snake alive, up to 18 feet. It doesn't just bite, it injects a quantity of venom so large that an elephant can be dead in hours. One bite, one elephant. Hours. But what separates the King Cobra from everything else on this list isn't the venom. It's the intelligence. This snake tracks. It remembers. It makes decisions. When it rears up into a threat display, it can look a full-grown human directly in the eye. And it reads the situation. It knows the difference between something it can bluff and something it needs to commit to. It is the only snake on Earth that constructs a nest from vegetation, actively building a structure from leaf litter to protect its eggs, then stays to guard them. A venomous predator with parental instinct. The venom itself is not the most toxic drop for drop, but it delivers so much in one strike that toxicity almost becomes irrelevant. This snake doesn't need the most powerful weapon, it just uses more of it than anything else. Now the question, only people who actually watched everything can answer this. Which snake on this list uses its own tail as a lure to trick prey into striking range before hitting them with one of the fastest strikes of any snake in the world? Drop your answer in the comments. First ones to get it right get featured in the next video. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. See you there.